Hey everybody, this is Tom. Anyways, I got it's a Friday, the 6th of December, I believe. Anyways, I got a request to do some jigs, to talk about some of the jigs I use. Anyways, the first thing I want to show you is the jig that I use just to hold the front post and the back post before they're put together at all. And this is just a clamp. You know, you lay a post in here, lay a post in here, you know, with the side up that you want to drill. And the back post, when you put the back post in here, you know, if you watch the videos, I rotate them a little bit, you know, to get the back post so that there's an angle for the curved slat to go into, and it gives the kick out of the back post. So this is just a clamp that's flat. My drill press drills straight down, doesn't drill any angles, it's just up and down. That one's a pretty simple one. And then quickly I'm going to show you the two ramps that I have for what I call the Country Workshops John Alexander Muleer chair. And this one is for drilling the front, when you have the front, and this one is 1 1/8 inches. And you put your one side of your front, one of the posts here and the other post here, and the front you drill on the low side. You always drill the front on the low side because the rungs are converging. They're converging. No, yeah, on the front, they're converging away from the front. And then the back one, I've got 15/16 inch shim here. And on the back, you drill on the high side, because when you're drilling your rungs in the back, they're diverging. They're going away from each other. So you drill on the high side. This being the high side, the rung going like that. So those are the measurements for that particular chair. And now I'm going to show you the ramps for the chair that I make the most of, which is this 3 slat chair. And this one's a little different because the back legs don't go straight down. The rungs are a different length, and that pushes the back leg, you know, out. So you end up with a compound angle that you need to drill in the back legs. And I'm going to show you and tell you how to derive some of those measurements or angles and stuff. So anyways, when I first made this chair, I drew a full size seat on a piece of paper with the posts, the full size rungs, how far the rungs go in the post, everything. And I was able to determine, you know, what the angles, and I don't know what the angles are exactly, but I know what the ratio is. Like roofs, you know, roofs are 3 and 12, 5 and 12. Well, I've got all these measurements in so many inches per, you know, run. And so this is the ramp that I use to drill the front of this particular chair on. And the ratio, the angle is 7/8 of an inch in 8 inches. And you can, no matter how long this particular piece of wood is you have here, you can, you know, do it mathematically. You can figure out how big your pieces of wood need to be to make this ratio 7/8 and 8 inches. This happens to be 17.5 inches, and these pieces of wood, you know, this piece of wood measures on the low side, it's like, might be 3/4, And this side, on the big side of this one, is 2 3/4. And if I'm going to just actually measure this angle. So according to that measurement right there, that angle happens to be like close to 6 degrees. And I'm not telling you to use that angle 6 degrees, but I'm telling you to use 7 1/8 per 8 inches of run. But I'm just telling you what that angle just measured. You might want to use it for cutting those pieces of wood at an angle. But anyways, this ramp is used to drill the front. And right now, I'm a little hyped up because I just did this whole video a minute ago, and I said some stuff wrong in it, and I was watching the video and it was wrong, so I'm doing it again, trying to get it right. But anyways, this is how you would put the front on here, and you would drill on the low side. See how this rung is straight up? That's where you would drill. And then you would just turn this around to drill that side, and you would drill this side, this being straight up and down. Okay? And you know, I clamped this down with spring clamps and stuff when I put that front on there to hold it in place. And that's the ramp that I use for the front of this chair. And you can, if you watch the videos on how to make a chair, this is the chair I make. You can see that in action in the videos. Now this ramp here is for drilling the back. And you can see it's all got fat, skinny. You know, this here, bigger than this. So anyways, this is for drilling the back. You would put the back on here. Got stuff in my way. But you would clamp your back on here. And when you're drilling the back, you always drill on the high side. You see how this looks like it's straight up and down, and this one's all out there? But then this one I can just flip over, and now it's ready to drill this side here. See how this one's straight up? So, and here's the crucial part in the video. I need to keep my, head on straight and tell you right about which numbers go with which angles. And this here, this dimension, this piece of wood here, and it says here that it's 16 inches long and 1 3/4 up. And I've got that piece here like this. And that angle, that piece of wood there, these two pieces of wood, one here and one here, they determine what I call the seat angle. Which is this angle here, right here. That's what I call the seat angle. And that's the dimension of that. So it's 16 inches long 1.75 inches up. Now this, I don't want to go to 0, so this is a 1/2 inch and this is 2 1/4. And this piece across here is 12 inches, which I've got laying right here, already cut. And so I'm just going to tack it together. My handy brad nailer. I don't think the way I'm nailing this together right now is not really permanent, but I'm just trying to do it quickly. So there, I've got that made. That's made now for the seat angle. That's ready. You know, that's the seat angle. But we got to do a compound angle. So if we would just had this ramp here, we would just take this another piece of wood and put it under here, like this, to jack this end up, and that gives us the kickback angle, what I'll call the kickback angle. And the kickback angle is 1 1/8 per 8 inches. And you determine the kickback angle the distance between these two rungs right here is 8 inches. And the difference in the length of those two rungs is 1 1/8 inches. I think that's right. Yeah. See, this top rung is 14 and the bottom rung is 15 1/8. So that angle is determined by, it changes 1 1/8 in 8 inches. And so that's what that angle is. I don't know what the actual angle measures, but it's, you know, it's a ratio, just like before. That kickback angle is 1 1/8 per 8 inches. And so this thing happens to be 12 inches. And so this piece here happens to be 1.5 inches and 12 inches. Doesn't sound right, but that's what this one is. And so that's what this one is. Anyways, and then if we were to want to do the other, you know, we want to drill the other side, we'd have to move this piece from this side to this side. Got too much stuff in my way. And then that'd be ready to drill this side. Okay? Drilling on the high side. Always drill the back on the high side. Now it turns out that in class, teaching the rocking chair class, there's the same type of ramp. And, you know, when I first went into there, that's how we drilled it. We had a thing that looked like this and then a shim that we'd put under there, and we'd have to hold it and drill and then change it around and do this side. And somebody in class just said, well, why can't we just make this so it flips over like this one does? And so we figured it out, and it turned out. And then I did the same thing when I came home on this chair. I figured out how big this piece had to be to do the kick out angle. And it turns out, you know, I measured this angle earlier with this thing here. I measured it like that. Anyways, I got it right there. Probably and that's somewhere in the vicinity of about 6.5 degrees. And I didn't, and so I set my bandsaw on that angle, just using this, you know, I helped put this up against my bandsaw and tilted the table until it was straight up and down. And that's how I cut this off with that angle on it. So anyways, now that just needs to be you know, that needs to be put on here like this. See, this piece here being this whole side here, and then this piece being this piece right here. So I'm going to put that on there. Got to turn it over and putting that on there. Got not very long brads. The nailer's not nailing. Something went awry. It's funny, you don't know when it stops nailing. There it nailed. Put a toenail in back here. You guys don't want to watch me fool around with this thing. Alright, maybe it'll work now, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I got that piece stuck on there. That piece. And then I'm just going to put pieces on this way. Get that out of the way. And I'm going to put this piece and this piece on here. Hope this nails. Yep. Oh, I didn't even have a piece of wood there I nailed. So that, you know, that looks kind of like that now. So I got this one. You know, that's how I made this thing. So this goes like that. Drill on the high side. Flip it over. Drill on the high side. And it turned out that this piece of wood, this extra shim piece of wood that was cut at that angle, the small side of it was 1.5 inches and the big side of it was about 1.75 inches, somewhere in that vicinity. So anyways, I don't think I misspoke anytime during this one. That other video is just like, I was confused myself about which way you put the chair on this ramp. You put it on this way. And in the other video, you don't have, I was putting the thing on like this, and that's just not right. Gotta be on this way. But that's probably the most complicated jig and stuff that I actually use. And if you need any more clarification about this, put something in the comments, be specific what you need, what you didn't understand or what I confused you with. I'll try to explain it. If you have seen any other jigs that I use that you want an explanation about, or just for me to show them to you in more detail than I did in the how to make a chair videos, put it in the comment. Be specific, and I'll respond to that. Again, I'm trying to show you guys this stuff. I don't want to keep any secrets. I'm not trying to have any secrets. I want you to be successful if you do try these things. And anyways, that's that's where I'm at. Anyways, no sense of me just standing here. And so anyways, I'm doing well here. Hope you're doing well out there. And I hope to see you or hear from you. And I'll see you another day. Bye now.